And in theory, I'm back. But again, all of my confidence monitors are saying that I'm not here. Oh, there I am. Okay, I'm here on my iPad. I would kill the volume on that. And in theory, I'm back. But again, all of my confidence monitors are saying that I'm not here. Wow. Oh, there I am. Okay. Okay. I'd love to just like start over again and go back to after technical difficulties, here I am. And if you've been watching earlier, you'll go, what's he talking about? It wasn't coming up on my confidence monitor, and I don't know why. So I may have been live 5 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, and I may not have been 5-7 minutes ago. And what I'm talking about today is people worrying about and being very self-conscious about starting a YouTube. And if anything could have gone wrong today, it probably has already. It's gone wrong. It's yeah. And you could use all of those excuses, everything that's already happened to me in the last 7-8 minutes of this, thinking that it's not on live and maybe it is and maybe it isn't, and restarting and all that kind of stuff. All of these things people get really self-conscious about, and that'll be like the last point of what I have to say. But what I'm doing right now is this. This is the reason for me going live, and I should just get right into it instead of rambling. A problem that I have is 10 worries that keep self-conscious creators from starting a YouTube channel. Here's things that people worry about. They worry about it. And because they worry about it, they don't want to even do it. They don't even want to do it. They don't even want to try. They don't even want to start, but they have something to offer. And that's the whole point, is you have something to offer. Everybody, I believe, has something to offer, and YouTube gives you the opportunity to share what you have to offer. I know how to do this. I would love to show you how to do that. I would love to share with you how I feel about these things. I would love to have people on an interview about these things. Excuse me, I've got a reactive airway and it's reacting. That's all I got to say. So let's get into these 10 before I completely lose my voice. Number 1. I don't like how I look on camera. As you can tell, I'm not worried. Haven't shaved in 2 days. Maybe you can or maybe you can't tell that, but I can. The top of my head, when I don't shave for 2 days, it feels like the hook side of Velcro. Stuff sticks to it rather easily. You know how Velcro works? It doesn't make that sound when I pull stuff off. That would be funny. But everybody looks different. Now, one of the big things is I don't like how I look on camera. That's an idea of competition. I don't look as good as that person. I don't come across as polished as that guy or that girl. I don't like how I look on camera. Well, you do the best you can, or maybe you don't even try at all, and you just go on and do it. It's self-conscious, but I believe successful YouTube channels are authenticity is the word that comes to mind. People love authenticity. It's nice to have polished, if you're looking for specific information, it's nice to have a very polished presentation, and I can do that too, but that's excuse me, that's not a goal of what I'm trying to do. I just want to come on here and be real. So I don't like how I look on camera. I do the best that I can. I could put on a suit, but that wouldn't be me. So you just be you and get over, I don't like how I look on camera. Other people may think you're freaking awesome about how you look, on camera or off. People have a fear of aging. You have fear of your appearance. You have a fear of not being camera ready. All those things, and you just have a fear. Now, along with that is the second one, and that is, I hate the sound of my voice. Have you ever recorded something and then listened back to it and you go, oh, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And you go, yeah, well, yeah, maybe. But that's a common insecurity, especially when hearing playback. And you just got to get over that. People may hear the sound of your voice. I mean, imagine if Mike Tyson, sorry, Mike. Imagine if Mike Tyson never got into boxing because he feared doing interviews because of his voice. Right? So you hate the sound of your voice? That is just an excuse. It is a common insecurity. Like I fear how my voice comes across because half the time I'm gagging. I could use this as an excuse to never come online and do anything again. But I don't. I apologize for doing it because it does kind of kill the flow and maybe a little at times. And I apologize for that. But I hate the sound of my voice. That's something that we just have to get over. That is a common thing that we just don't want to use as an excuse. These are the things that I'm talking about. Worries. These are the things that we worry about. So the third thing that we worry about: what if people judge me or leave mean comments? Well, the more popular you get, and the more people you have watching your videos, and the more people you have watching lives like this, if you get into doing this, the more popular you get and the more people you have watching, there will be people that will give mean comments. And there will be people that will judge you. They will. And we don't like to be criticized. We don't like trolls. We don't like that. We don't like embarrassing ourselves publicly. Nobody likes that. But those people that come on and all they do is correct, and you didn't spell that right, or you're wrong with regard to that. You're wrong with regard to those things, and they leave mean comments. You can delete the comments if you want. You can delete the person if you want from YouTube. That's a whole other conversation for another time, but you can do that. But just put it down as a matter of fact. Guess what? There's some people out there that are going to criticize you, and they're going to judge you, and they're going to leave mean comments. All right? Grow some thicker skin. Get over it. It's going to happen. The more popular you get, there will be people that will do that. You can't stop them, but don't let them stop you. We have a fear. We worry about being criticized. We worry about being judged. That's their problem. You give what you have. That's what people really care about. They care about seeing what you have to offer. And if some people don't like it, fine. You get a thumbs down, whatever. You just have to sometimes just get over those things. Don't let it bother you. Remember, don't let an absolute stranger throw in judgment and them not even knowing who you are. They're a stranger. Don't let them control how you feel. Okay? You get to control. You get to choose how you feel. So don't let them be judgmental in that. The next thing, I'm not tech savvy enough for editing and uploading. We have an anxiety about the software. We have an anxiety about the gear or the process. Well, everything is a learning curve. Everything is a learning curve. Some people I know, they get online, they just seem real natural at doing stuff. And they just seem like they make the tech seem real easy. I watch some people and the tech just seems flawless. But guess what? They worked for years to do that. I watch one lady that is absolutely fantastic at what she does, and she does live streaming on YouTube. This is where she does it, and many times it seems absolutely seamless, and sometimes she's just fumbling all over the place. And here's the thing. She's been doing it for over 20 years. And you're thinking back to the internet when YouTube. She's been in the business of being on camera and editing, all that kind of stuff for over 20 years. Most recently, obviously, on YouTube and other social media platforms. But for you to say, I'm not tech savvy enough for editing and uploading, there's a real singular, simple way just to start. And then once you learn that one thing, you can add one thing to it. And then get good at those things together. And then add one thing to it. But you have to get over the anxiety of the software being too hard or the gear being too hard or a process being too complicated. You can create a very simple process, a very simple system for yourself, and just go online and just do it. But to have anxiety over it, the software isn't going to bite you. And you can't really break it. Not really. And you say you don't have the right gear. We'll get to that in a minute. But to say you're not tech savvy enough, you can learn. You can learn the basics. You can learn the simplest thing to get started. And then over time, you can get a little better at it and add a little more to it and add a little more to it. Like right now, I'm using a Stream Deck, and I'm using teleprompter stuff that keeps my notes right in front of me so I can look right at the camera, but yet I'm reading the notes just so I don't get lost. And it's just bullet points. I'm obviously not reading all of this. I'm using other kinds of software that is the streaming software, which allows me to have a border and have words on the screen, everything like that, all live. And I just learned that over time. And you can too if you want to. It depends on what kind of show you want, so to speak, what kind of YouTube videos you want to make. But it's all learnable. Just write it down. I don't care how old you are or how what kind of background you have in it. It all can be learned. It's a skill. And if you want to get good at it, you'll put in the time to learn it. And remember, I just didn't start out. I had to learn all of this stuff. I didn't just poof, here it is. And it won't be like that for you either. For some people, it comes easier. For some people, it's a little harder, but it's learnable. We need to move on here. What's the next one? I don't know what to say or how to structure a video. You worry about rambling, being boring, or not sounding professional. Now, all those are me. I worry. I'm a rambler. The good thing about rambling is I know that I ramble. Am I boring? That's up to the person listening. If I bore myself, then I worry a little bit. But I'm not sounding professional. I'm sounding as good as I can sound with the voice that I've got, the airway that bothers me at times. I do the best that I can do, but I have ums and ahs and so's and what's and all those things in there, and but all those things. You get the idea. But if you don't know what to say or how to structure a video, again, these are learned skills. Now, the best way is I don't know what to say is just say it your way. Say it your way. If you try to sound like somebody else, it'll sound like you're trying to imitate somebody else. And it won't be nice. It won't be good. So be you. Everybody else is taken. So be you. And how to structure a video? Well, I like to go through points, and so that I don't forget them, I have them in such a way that I've got them in front of me. So, and again, it's a learned thing. It depends upon what you want to teach. If you want to teach how to crochet, you want to start with square one. This is what you do with the yarn or whatever it is that you're using. I guess yarn. Anyway, my mother was a knitter. She crocheted, but she was primarily a knitter. So yarn and knitting needles come to mind. So there's that. But, to worry about rambling or boring or sounding professional, if you're teaching something like how to crochet and you set yourself up to be able to teach something like that, that's a cool thing and you can do it. And you can structure already. If you're a crochet person, you already know what step 1 is, and you already know what step 2 is. You already know what step 3 is. You already have a system for getting things set up and getting going. So it's the same way with the video. There's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. It can get as complicated or as detailed as you want, or it can be as simple as that. A beginning, a middle, and an end. So what's next? I don't think I have anything new or valuable to share. Well, that's kind of the fun thing about YouTube. I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. I can go online and I can ask YouTube how to change oil in a car. 50, 75, 100 videos will show up. How to change oil in a 1983 Pontiac something, or a 2014 Honda Civic, or how to change, but it's all just changing oil. And I drive a 2004 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. How to change the oil in a 2004 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. I could probably find 10 or 15 or 20 videos for that model and year itself. But it's different people doing it. And you may connect with one person and you may hate how another person explains it. One person might just do it and show you, but never explain it. And the other person, teaching the exact same thing, might explain it in such detail that you're going crazy saying, get to the next step. But you might appreciate a little bit of how they're doing it. But I don't think I have anything new or valuable to share. It's you sharing what you know to other people. And they will decide whether they want to listen to you or not. And they will decide how much of your video to watch. They will decide. I don't think I have anything new or valuable to share. It's not a question about new or valuable. It's a question of you having something to share. Doesn't matter whether other people have done it or not. That's just an excuse. Everybody else is doing it. I'm not even going to get involved. That's just an excuse not to do it. The idea of imposter syndrome comes to mind. You're doubting your knowledge and you're doubting your perspective. And imposter syndrome, that's not the way you want to go. That's not where you want to be. Moving on. I'm too old to start something like this. Well, guys, I'm 67 right now. My goal is to do this when I'm 80. And everywhere in between, from now until 80 or whenever. But YouTube you got to realize YouTube is a long game. It's not a real short thing where you just pop in, get a bunch of followers real quick, and boom. You may be able to do that, depending upon what you decide to do and how quickly people catch on. Something might go viral. I don't know. It might catch on. I've seen people that will tell you that they were successful in a year, and by successful I mean they got to a point where YouTube has monetized them. And by monetized, it's a minimum of 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours over a 12-year period. A 12-month period. So to say you're too old to start, you start and you keep on going. You just start and you stop stopping. That's not my phrase. That's Dave Gambrell's. Start, stop, stopping. I like how he simplifies that. But to say I'm too old to start something, I could have said that. I have a really good friend in southern Indiana. He's 82. He does a couple videos a week, puts them out on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. He does it. He videos himself, he edits himself, and he puts it out there himself. And he's 82. And he's been doing this for several years. Excuse me. Had to scratch my mustache. So, yeah, if you're feeling out of place in a space often associated with younger creators, you'll be amazed. There's a lot of older people on here too. A lot of older people like me and older. Can you imagine? And older. YouTube is not just for the young at heart. YouTube is for those who want to put something out. And here's the thing. You can do something. You can put something out on YouTube, put a video out, create a channel, put something out on YouTube, and 5 years from now, it'll probably still be there. And people will find it and watch it. Kind of crazy, right? It's still there. Something that you created 5 years ago is still there. One of the most popular videos that I put out years and years ago, I think I put it in 2014. And you can still watch it on YouTube today, 11 years later. Now, the problem that I had is I started and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped. And this time I'm putting it out there that I've started and I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to start. I'm going to stop stopping. So Don't use the excuse that you're too old to start something like this. You are not too old. Next, what if nobody watches or subscribes? Well, right now, I don't think anybody's actually watching this. They will be able to watch it tomorrow and anytime over the next 5, 6, however many years. It stays on the channel. So what if nobody watches or subscribes? Well, what we worry about is we fear being ignored. We fear being rejected. And then we say, well, what's the point? And that's where you've got to put it in your mind. YouTube is a long-term commitment. It's a long game. It's not a short thing. It's the long game that you're working toward. So you may not have anybody watching right now, like I may not have anybody watching me right now, but maybe if I keep doing this every week for a year, 2 years, 3 years, I may end up having 50 people watching me on a regular basis, or 100, or even more. So what if nobody watches or subscribes? You do it to do it. And eventually people will find you. Your people will find you. The people who want to learn crochet will find you because they want to learn crochet and they want to learn it from you. How I got on the idea of crochet, I'm not really sure because I'm not a yarn guy. I'm not. Next, another worry that we might have that keeps us up at night is I don't have the right equipment. I need a fancy camera. I need a fancy microphone. Well, that's an idea of perfectionism. And I need to have this, and I need to have this, and I got to have this, this, and this. Well, if you have a smartphone that's 5 or less years old, I'll just put a cap on it. 5 or so. If you're an iPhone, that'd be like an iPhone 13. If you have an iPhone 13 or newer, you've got all the equipment you need. Just start with that. Just use your camera, create the video with because they have pretty good cameras on phones now. They really, really do. So we get this idea of perfectionism, and it blocks starting with what we have. What we probably have, all of us, is a smartphone. Start with that. The cameras are pretty good. The very next thing I would suggest is that you get a better microphone, because although you've got a good camera, the microphone isn't the greatest. It'll work. It'll be fine, but it's not the greatest. So the next thing would be an external microphone that plugs into your phone, an external microphone that plugs into your phone, and that will give better sound to the video that you make. And then you go from there. But if you think about it, video is cool, but if you have something to say and they can't really hear what you're saying, yeah. So you want to think about that. And then I'll wait till I feel more confident. This is the biggest trap of all. I'm going to wait until I feel better about it. I'll wait until the feeling comes and then I'll do it. Oh my goodness. You don't feel good and do it. You do it, and that's what makes you feel good about it. So wait until you're more confident. No, you jump on there and you do it poorly. And you do it not on purpose, but you get on there and you give it your best shot, and it seems crappy, and it seems lousy, and the lighting might not have been right, and the volume might not have been the greatest, or the audio might not have been the greatest, but you started, you did it. And the next time you'll do it a little better. And the next time after that, a little better yet again. If you wait until you are more confident, well, you may never be more confident. It's just a good excuse to say, I'll just never really do it. I'll just never really do it. But you should. You really should. And this is a bonus, because I've already given you 10. I got to get it perfect before I start. It's got to be perfect, Bill. It's got to be. No, it doesn't. Look what I did with this. Not perfect. Stopped it. Started it again. Not sure about, even me, with all the stuff that I've got, I still wasn't 100% sure about the tech. It wasn't really working on the confidence monitor, which is just an iPad or an iPhone off the side that I was basically watching myself on. But to say you've got to get it perfect before you start, guess what? You will never get it perfect. And doing something like this in live streaming, something will always go wrong. Well, not always. more often than not, something will go wrong. And you just let it go and you just keep on moving. That's part of being real. All right. If you find somebody that does it perfect every time, if you find a video that is perfect, you watch the whole thing and there's not a flaw in it, I'll guarantee you that person spent hours upon hours upon hours editing it. Oh yeah. And if that's what you want to do, if you love editing and you want to spend hours and hours and hours making it perfect to get it out there, you will get tired of doing this really, really quickly. You will. Sometimes you just have to put stuff out there in a very imperfect package, let it go and move on to the next one and say, I'll do a little better the next time. And you will. Every time you'll do it, you'll get a little better and a little better and a little better. You will. So, that being said, that's where we are. Those are 10 things plus a bonus that I just happened to toss in there about being self-conscious about starting a YouTube channel. You don't have to be. You just get out there and do it. Get your hands wet. Get them muddy. Get them dirty. Maybe your thing is showing how people how to make mud cakes. I don't know. I'm making it up. Here's where I start to ramble. So thanks for watching. My name's Bill. I'm on the front range of Colorado, and I absolutely love it here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I want you to make yourself a home on YouTube. And I'm here to help you. Ask me anything you need. Drop a note in the comments if you're watching this, and I'd appreciate it. And if you give me some ideas for future topics, that's what I'd really like to do. Answer your questions on future topics, instead of me having to come up with stuff all by myself and guessing about whether or not I'm helping you. But I think I am. Other than that, I'm having a great day. See you later.